This is the city, Los Angeles, California. That's where we are for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Oh, a good-looking return setup here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Stafford going to put it up right away. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. You look at this Eagle defense. They enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. It's Sidney Brown with it, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Hurts finding Smith for the Philly first. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands.
To the right side and intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. There he goes, left side. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people can't expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this goal. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. You look at this Eagle defense. Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league. So there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. That escapes the sack. Sliding out of the pocket. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. And that one off the mark. A little late with a throw.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determine that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coach was always saying, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Going deep here for Watkins. And got his man complete. A big play there for Philly. And even 60 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. And showcasing those strong legs on that run. Getting through 1 tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. They go play action with Hurts. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to hold that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. Oh, they're changing this at the line. They're going on 4th down with Hurts. Eluding the pressure right. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10. Right at the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
They try the left side here with Williams. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Now Stafford. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Brought down that time by Nolan Smith. Well, the Rams at 500, sitting at 5-5. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. 3rd and 7 now.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. He's got Mason complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. But not many guys who can blow up plays like Chase Young. He did it again there.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Stafford going to give this one to Corum. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a first down.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field, diving to grab it. No, he didn't. Stafford. Dancing to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jordan Davis able to record his 5th sack of the season.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, first down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on second down.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. He takes it to the 15. A nice display of power, but not a ton to show for it. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Here's Stafford. And they can't bring him down. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Tutu Atwell. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's good to make it 14-0. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because
taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. 74 yards.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Well, there's no doubt that this offense was in desperate need of a quick answer, and they got it. One play, and they're right back in this game.
Because you got the sense if they stalled out here and then another score on the other side to make it a 3-score game, could have gotten ugly. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. Screenplay set up for Williams.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
And I think he just wanted to give the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Here's 2nd and 7. Up the middle, here's Corum.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert, but right now looking at a 3rd and 3. To throw is Stafford. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will stay a one-score game as the lead holds at 8.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Down the right sideline.
And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown.
Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Eagles take over first down team at their own 31-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust.
And Hurts is intercepted, his third of the game.
Tre'Davious White with a pick.
And the Rams will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Well, Charles, they're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3.
Joshua 30 to kick off for the Rams.
It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
This one finds Wilson downfield. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Flushed out right. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4, and this Rams defense comes up with a goal line stand. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Tackle there by big Jordan Davis.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Second and 10. Just beating the play clock. Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mason. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think they tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position. No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook, at least for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
Here's Stafford. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they work this out past the 25. That third down conversion good for 23.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Chase Young able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
He'll get this one complete to Atwell. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big gain of 31 on third down.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second and a couple. They run straight ahead with Corum.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night.
They'll go back to Corum on first down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Josh Sweat coming in strong and dropping him behind the line of scrimmage.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Again, it's Corum.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
Now a first and 10 at the 11. Now a handoff for Corum.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, You're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Well, this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. John Johnson with the INT. And the Rams